You've mirrored those narcs. You've clowned them into submission. They're rattling off threats, and they go quiet. They stop responding to you because you have clowned them to the point where they have to scurry off and hide. The circus is burnt down, and the little sad evil clowns are running. Now comes the hard part. Once again, having to find peace. What's going on, y'all? I'm Adonis Raven Wolf Dragonstorm, you seer and sage. Hail to all my fellow survivors and thrivers from narcissistic abuse. I'm going to be doing a stream by friend Coyle talking about energy exchange with narcissists. Most especially subjects like the sacred exchange of energy, of sexual energy. You know, when you are a man giving your energy to a woman, and that succubus, that narcissist, is taking it. And she's also exchanging that energy with all the other people she's triangulating you with. It's like a toxic soup of energy STDs. If you are a woman who is taking energy from a man, who is also triangulating you, and with a bunch of toxic women or disturbed women, in both of those scenarios, especially if you're dealing with two narcs like I was, who sleep with everybody, cheat, you are exchanging that sacred energy with all of those other people. You're literally sleeping with all of those other people. That's how these demons operate, these succubi and incubi. The same thing happens in every aspect when you're going through narcissistic abuse, when you're targeted by narcissists. Their evil eye, their third eye is on you. When they're incessantly stalking you, when they're going around your blocks, when they're creating fake accounts, when they're smearing you, when they're thinking about you. When you go no contact, one of the reasons why it's hard to go no contact from a narc at first, it isn't just the trauma bond. It isn't just that you're having to get over all the psychological damage and the traumas that narcissists put in you. It's also because your energy, your vibrational energy, has become acute with them, especially if you've been having sex with them. And they are constantly thinking about it. They're putting an evil eye on you all the time. That's why it's important for those of you who are spiritual or religious to get right with your gods, your angels, and get right with Source. That attack is incessant and nonstop. It's very difficult to go through the healing process dealing with those types of energies. When you mirror them,
Imperio! What did I ever do next? Jump out the window? Drown herself?
you are again you're going headlong into exchanging energies with them, into connecting that energy, into invading them, like they were invading you, right? Reversing the evil eye, you know? And the same goes for prayers too. If you're praying for your narc, you're entangling your energy with them. If you're praying at all for them, to them, at them, you are exchanging energies with that demon, whether you believe it or not. We are all connected through spirit, through God, through source. When you mirror narcs, you are creating a mirror around you. You are using their vibrational frequency to destroy them, using truth, slightly different tactics, but basically the same energies.
Crucio!
Coming out of that, you've got to go through the healing again. You got to find your peace again. It's very difficult to protect you. It's difficult to protect yourself when you're taking the warrior route. Remember Alistair Moody, if you guys ever seen Harry Potter?
When it comes to the dark arts, I believe in a practical approach.
Remember Mad-Eye Moody? There's a reason he looked all effed up. Because he had been through curses and hexes. He went after dark magicians. He went after warlocks. All right? And that's why he looked the way he did. He did the job that other male witches wouldn't do. Other healers weren't doing. He was going right after those demons, those evil people. And that is what mirroring a narcissist can do to you. So it is important for you to come at peace with yourself. Cut off that contact. When you are mirroring narcissists, have a point where you decide you win. Where you, this it, I'm going this far. And that should be when you clown them into running. When they're running away, when they're scared. When you have exposed them, when you have clowned them, when you have burnt down the circus. And there's nothing left for them to say but random threats, even if they do open their pathetic mouths. You have got to peel it back. You got to cut that off. You got to cut that cord. You've got to get right with yourself, get right with source. It is time to heal. It is time to get your balance right, because you, my brothers and sisters, right? So when you broke away from that narcissist, when you got away from them, you began to grow. You began to feel better about yourself. You started doing things. You made better friendships. So you reassociated with people who couldn't be around you and see you keep falling back into that abuse. You did things that were positive for you, and the same thing happens after you mirror a narc. Understand, there's no saving them. There's no saving a narcissist. There's no saving a narcissist sociopath. There's no saving a cluster F. There's no saving them, especially if they're wrapped up in toxicity with other people or other narcissistic types. They're going to destroy themselves. They're going to destroy themselves. My narcopath came back. Ex-narcopath came back when I was healed and feeling strong. Used me in the same triangulation to make the other narcissists jealous because they shoot at and beat up and destroy and cheat on each other. And when I went quiet, when I found my peace and started working on myself, and I removed my energy from that situation, they further destroyed each other. Crucio! And that's what I'm set to let them do once again. And hopefully this time there won't be no Hoover. That's the end. That's the end goal of mirroring a narc. Make them collapse, run away from you, and then get back to your peace again. Get back to what you need to do and who you are. Brothers and sisters, there is always a cost when dealing with a narcissist, when being hoovered back in, when reassociating, when being around someone whom you loved more than anything in this world, romantically, when you loved more than anything in this world, and you hurt so much for and sacrificed so much for, and they never showed you an ounce of respect for everything you did, and in fact sought out to destroy you. You can get over that pain. You can use hate or you can use love. Either one can work. But only one of those two things, loving yourself and walking away, only that can lead you to the light. Only that brings you closer to God. Only that is the thing that will help you progress further. Hail to all my fellow warriors out there and narc slayers. We do what we have to do. And we might end up at the end of the road looking like Mad Eye Moody. Maybe we do the work that others can't because they've been hurt too much. There's always a price. So make sure when you're done mirroring those narcs, when you're done clowned them into collapse, that you get right with yourself, you heal yourself, you go back to doing what you need to do. Progression, doing well, loving your family, being creative. That's the most important thing, guys. Whether you go no contact or you mirror those narcs, loving yourself, respecting yourself, getting back to peace, serenity, nirvana, being close with God. That's what matters. My love to y'all. Be good to yourselves and be good to each other. And never again suffer those fools. Walk away. Avada Kedavra!